and welcome back to my channel At Home with Chelle. So today I have another foodie video where I will be sharing with you 5 easy to make midweek meal ideas that are all low in calories. So all of them are under 500 calories for the entire meal and are also Slimming World friendly. If you've watched my videos before, then you'll know that I am trying to follow Slimming World and just lose a little bit of weight or just maintain weight and not put on any weight. So yeah, hopefully this video is useful. What I'll do is I will share all of the meals, I will put all of the ingredients that you need. I'll also put them in the description box down below, so if you want to cook them at home, then that's a little bit easier. But obviously we'll show you what's going in each dinner and the method for making each one as well. I hope that you enjoy this video. I do make quite a lot of foodie content, and I do also have a food Instagram account that I put some recipes on as well. That's eatwell_UK. So if you want to follow me over there for any kind of other meal inspiration. But yeah, if you do enjoy this, and please do give it a thumbs up, and if you make anything, then please do let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always really interested in what other people think of the meals that we have on a weekly basis. Yeah. Monday night was a vegetable curry. I'm definitely trying to get more veggie based kind of meals into my diet, because I do find that most meals that I eat have meat or fish of some kind in them. So at least once or twice a week, trying to go a little bit more veggie. I could never go full veggie, but yeah, definitely trying that. And this vegetable curry is one of my favourites because it's full of so many vegetables, nutrients. It's so good for you. The kids love it too, and it just goes such a long way. So this comes in for just the curry at 390 calories. So you can serve it by itself, or if you want to serve it with rice, obviously add on the extra calories. If you serve it with rice, then it goes a little bit longer, and then you could have it another day as well. And sin wise, this comes in at 0 sins for the curry. Nick actually made this, so I'm just going to voice over the top. So for the curry, you will need 2 red onions that are thickly sliced, 1 butternut squash cut into chunks, 2 courgettes which have been diced, a tin of chopped tomatoes, a carton of passata, tin of chickpeas, around 200 grams of spinach, and then spice wise you'll need a teaspoon of tomato puree, 2 tablespoons of curry powder, a tablespoon of garam masala, and then 2 garlic cloves. First of all, put a large saucepan onto a medium heat and then spray it with fry light, adding in the onions and butternut squash. Also add a little splash of water, put a lid on and leave for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, add the courgettes and then the spices. Follow that with the tinned tomatoes, the passata, 400 ml of water, and then the drained chickpeas. You want to cook that on a medium heat for around 15 minutes. Add in the spinach for the last 5 minutes, and then it's ready to serve, either alone or with some rice on the side. Tuesday was a cheesy kind of chicken pasta dish. This took hardly any time to make at all, probably around 15 minutes from start to finish, which is ideal for a midweek meal, because you don't want, when you get in from work, something that takes forever. And this comes in just under the 499 calories, and works out at 3 sins per serving if you're serving it for 4 people. This is everything that you'll need to make the chicken pasta dish. So we're making it for 4 people, so you will need 3 or 4 chicken breasts, dependent on their size. These are pretty big, so I'm just going to use 4 of them. And then in here, I've just got a mixture of some herbs. So I've got 1 teaspoon of mixed herbs, half a teaspoon of paprika, and then just some salt and pepper in there. Some kind of pasta, whatever pasta you want to serve it with. We're having it with spaghetti. You'll need a tablespoon of flour, around 200 ml of milk. We're using skimmed milk, a little bit of nutmeg, and then around 4 tablespoons of light cream cheese, and then around 20 grams of parmesan, and a couple of garlic cloves as well. Arabella's helping with dinner today, so the first thing that you need to do is just sprinkle your herb mixture over the chicken and rub it in. Yep, go on then. Sprinkle it over. That's it, tip it upside down. That's it. And do some more. Do you want me to pour it on and then you can look, and then you can rub it in? That's it, rub it in with your hands now.
Oh, this is gonna be a bit...
It's okay, you can wash them afterwards.
Yeah.
That's it, rub it into the chicken.
Oh, this is nice.
Good job, that's it, rub it all in. Then want to put these in the oven on around 200 degrees for around 20 minutes. When the chicken's got around 10 minutes left, then put your pasta on to cook. And then I'm going to start the cheese sauce in a minute too. After a couple of minutes, then put a pan onto a medium heat and then add a couple of squeezes of fry light and then 2 garlic cloves. Fry that off for around 30 seconds.
Dad, how do I get this?
And add a tablespoon of flour and then your milk, giving it a good stir until it's nice and smooth. Once it's thickened up nicely, then just remove it from the heat, and then it's time to add in the cream cheese. So add in 4 tablespoons of the light cream cheese. And just stir that through, and it'll go into a nice thick silky sauce. Then you need to grate in 20 grams of parmesan, and then I'm just going to grate over a tiny bit of nutmeg, stirring that into the cheese sauce. So I've just obviously strained the pasta, and then I'm just going to pour the cheese sauce over the pasta, mix it through. Then the chicken's done, so I'll get that out of the oven, slice it, and then place it on top of the chicken. And you can add some fresh basil or parsley if you want as well. Wednesday was a kind of beef noodle, beef stir fry dish. So I really love stir fries because I find them so versatile. You can make lots of different sauces to go with it. You can throw whatever veggies in that you want. So don't worry if you haven't got the exact veg that I'm saying. I honestly just generally use whatever veg that I've got in my fridge. So for this one, I probably would still add bean sprouts because I think they're really good for kind of filling it out. And then I added some, I think I added mange too and broccoli. But honestly, you can just add in whatever you've got in the house, like if you've got mushrooms or peppers, on anything. And this one came in at 486 calories and was 1.5 sins per serving. This is everything that you'll need to make the beef kind of noodle dish. Obviously you'll need some noodles. So I normally use the medium egg noodles, so you know, the dried ones that you get. But I just went to make the dinner and realised I've only got a couple, well, about 1.5 nets in there, so I haven't got enough. So Nick's just gone to the shop and got the, you know, the ones that you put straight in as well. So we'll have kind of a mixture in this one, but normally I would say around 300 grams of dried noodles. You will then need a packet of stir-fry beef strips. Any kind of beef will do. I just got this one because it's already done. Some bean sprouts, and then add in whatever kind of veg that you want. So I've just got some mange tout and some broccoli tender stems to add in, and then I'll probably add in around 3 of the spring onions. Sauce wise, you will need 1 tablespoon each of these, so cider vinegar, soy sauce, hoisin sauce and oyster sauce. So if you're using the dried noodles, the first thing you need to do is cook these. So just put them in some water. I think they only take around 5 minutes, and then you can just add them to the rest of it. But if you're using these, then you can just essentially add them straight into the beef mix. In a small bowl or jug, you want to add 1 tablespoon of each of your sauces.
Oh. Is it not a squidgy bottom?
Why is this so difficult? There we go. Oh, that was difficult. Again. Oh, no, that one was a bit easier. I completely forgot as well, but you'll also need some sesame oil, so I'll add around half a tablespoon of sesame oil. Put a large saucepan or wok onto a high heat, and then just spritz it with some fry light or add a little bit of oil. Then you want to, once it's at a high heat, add in your beef, stir fry that for a couple of minutes, and then add in 1 crushed garlic clove. Mix that around and then throw in your veg. Stir that around, and then the veg won't take long to cook. Just leave that for about another couple of minutes. So I've left that for a couple of minutes, and then just pour over the sauce before, give it a stir, and then add in your noodles. Try and see how much there is just for these noodles. Give it a good stir, and then I'll definitely have more kind of veg than noodle. Just give that a good stir around, so then the noodle is covered in all the sauce. Just giving that a really good stir through, making sure the noodles are all coated in the sauce, and then it is ready to serve with the spring onions on top. Thursday were some prawn fish cakes. This was a new recipe that I hadn't kind of tried making before. So you make it using sweet potatoes, so which I suppose is the same. It's just, but yeah, anyway, I've never made a fish cake using sweet potatoes before. I've always just made normal potatoes, and it was a really nice change. And I made it with prawns, but you could also make it with salmon instead, and I have to say it was absolutely delicious. And then kind of served it with this yogurty dressing as well, which again was incredible. And this came in fish cakes, 436 calories. If you're following Slimming World, then you would need to use your healthy extra B for the bread, otherwise add on the extra sins for that. And then other than that, it is just 1 sin per person. This is everything that you'll need for the fish cake. So it looks like quite a few ingredients, but this is obviously for the entire meal. So for the fish cakes themselves, you'll need some kind of fish. So you can either use raw prawns, which I'm using because these are on offer, or you could use salmon. And then I've got a couple of sweet potatoes that I've already baked in the oven and cooled down. You can obviously boil them and mash them instead, but I just put these on when I was cooking something in the oven. A couple of slices of brown bread, which if you're following Slimming World, you can use as your healthy extra. And then you'll need some garlic puree, ginger puree, a lime, a red chilli, a fresh one if you've got it, or if not, just that. Couple of eggs, couple of spring onions, and you'll need around a tablespoon of flour. And then it kind of comes with like a yogurty spicy dressing. So for this you'll need some yogurt, so just low fat yogurt, a tablespoon of Thai red curry paste, a teaspoon of honey, some coriander, and then to serve it I'm just going to have some carrot and cucumber ribbons that I'll put in the rice vinegar. So to make the fish cakes, you want to get your sweet potato here, and I've just kind of cut it, and then you just scoop the flesh out, so you don't want any of the skin in there. And then with regards to the prawns or salmon or whatever you're using, you just want to kind of roughly chop them on a board. I'm then going to add the chopped prawns to the potato. Put that in there. Then to the bowl you want to add the rest of your ingredients, so your chilli, so about 1/4 teaspoon of the chilli in there. The 2 spring onions that I've just chopped, probably could have done with doing that a little bit finer. Some chopped coriander as well. Then it's around 1/2 teaspoon each of the ginger and the garlic puree. These are just so handy to keep in the fridge. Then add in the zest from 1 lime. You'll then use the juice for the yogurty dressing later, so it doesn't go to waste. Just season that with some salt and pepper. Then get one of your eggs and just kind of crack that in, and then we'll fold that through into the mixture. So mix it all in, just being careful not to over mix it too much, but just making sure the ingredients are all evenly spread out. And then you want to get 1 tablespoon roughly of flour and sprinkle that over the fish cake mixture, and then just fold that into it. This will just give it a little bit more stiffness. So my fish cake mixture is ready, and then all I've done is just blitz the 2 slices of bread just to give me some breadcrumbs. And then I forgot to mention that you'll need to preheat the oven. I'd already done that. So just get a baking tray, spray that with some fry light, and then it's ready to do your fish cakes. So I'm just going to make 4 fish cakes. So get your mixture, dividing it into kind of 4 equal size kind of patties, I suppose, and then dipping it into the breadcrumbs. and then place them onto your baking tray. So they're all shaped now. Hopefully they'll hold their shape. Just spritz them with a little bit of fry light and then put them in the oven at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. Whilst the fish cakes are in the oven, I've just grabbed a separate bowl, peeled my carrot, and then basically just going to make the cucumber and carrot salad. So all you want to do is just peel ribbons into the bowl, and then I'll just add some rice wine vinegar and then pop that into the fridge until dinner is ready. So just add a teaspoon of the rice vinegar.
Your clothes didn't use a little bit of work, but I think you have a lot of tips. When I first joined these, I was pretty.
It's about halfway through the cooking time now, so I've just taken these out. I'm going to attempt to flip them without them falling apart. Yay! One down.
Of course. Maybe we should do that often.
There we are. So then pop them back into the oven for another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to make the yogurt dressing. So in here, I'm going to use the fat-free yogurt. You can use whatever fat-free yogurt you've got. A coconutty flavour might be nice. So you just want 2 heaped teaspoons of the yogurt in there. A teaspoon of honey. Then a teaspoon of the red Thai curry paste. The juice from the lime that you used earlier, so just squeeze that into your blender. These blenders are really handy actually. This is just a mini blender. You can pick them up from Amazon. They're great for like making your own paste in or blending like little sauces, and then obviously don't take up a lot of room. And then I'm just going to throw a bunch of coriander, so just some coriander in there as well. Don't worry about the stalks because they'll kind of blend down. So once you've blended it just to the desired consistency, so it's kind of a thick yogurty, don't worry if it's lumpy, it's just the coriander and everything. I just had a little taste. It tastes incredible, honestly. This is just such a nice yogurty dip. And now everything is almost ready. This sauce, so good. Friday, we often like to have a bit of a fake away, so it feels a little bit different. I kind of mix it up between doing a fake away and then some weeks I'll order Hello Fresh over the weekend, so I've kind of got that just for something a little bit different. This one was a slow cooker chicken curry, so it was like a Thai chicken curry. Really nice flavours, quite This one I say was higher in sins because I used a tin of coconut milk, and I just can't believe how high the sins are in coconut milk. This is why I kind of count the calories and the sins, because the calories are nowhere as bad as the sins in it, and overall it's not a, you know, it's not a bad dinner for you. This comes in at 492 calories, so fairly low in calories. Love it as well because it just goes in the slow cooker, so you don't need to do anything with it. And it comes in at 4 sins, which is quite high for a dinner. I try not to use that many sins on my dinners, but compared to a takeaway, and if we were not, I mean, that would just be crazy amounts of sins. So yeah, and it's really nice coming in from work and you've got your dinner already in the slow cooker and it feels like you're having a fakeaway. Here's everything that you'll need to make the coconut and lime chicken curry. So obviously you'll need some chicken breasts, 2 to 3 dependent on their size. I had 2 large ones, so I've just cut them up into chunks. You'll then want some chilli. You can use fresh chilli, or I haven't got any fresh chilli, so I always keep these in the fridge just in case. So I'm going to use probably about half a teaspoon of this, couple of bay leaves, some ground coriander, and then I've got some fresh ginger here. So I've just chopped about a thumb-sized piece of ginger, 4 garlic cloves. I've got 1 onion there that I've just chopped up, and then also putting in some curry leaves. You don't have to put them in, but I think they just add a nice bit of flavour. A tin of light coconut milk, and then I'll just use about a tablespoon of corn flour mixed with some water to thicken it up slightly. Some basil leaves. I just always keep a basil plant in the kitchen, so I'll just tear a few of them off at the end, and then I'm going to just add in a few broccoli, tender stem broccoli as well, just to add a little bit of veg to it. You don't have to do that, and then obviously serving it with some rice. And then I completely forgot, I've got it over there for some reason, a lime. So you'll need the zest and juice from 1 lime. So in terms of actually making it, it couldn't be easier, because all you essentially need to do is put all of the ingredients into the slow cooker. So I've got the chicken, the chopped ginger going in, the chopped onions, pop a couple of bay leaves in there, I'm also going to pop I'm popping a lot today, a couple of the curry leaves in there as well, just to add a little bit of flavour. The ground coriander, around 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. The garlic cloves, just crush them in. Teaspoon, I mean this is a quarter of one, so I'll just heat that, and that'll be about half a teaspoon. You can obviously add more or less chilli dependent on how hot you like it. I do actually find these lazy chilies quite spicy. The coconut milk, so pour that over. Going to give everything a good stir before adding in the lime. Oh, and the corn flour as well. So initially with the lime, just going to grate some of the zest of the lime. I really like the lime in this. It makes it feel really fresh and refreshing. Then the juice from 1 lime as well. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just mix together 1 tablespoon of corn flour with 1 tablespoon of water. It just provides a little bit of thickness to it, because sometimes it can be, I find it can be a little bit watery. I found especially when you do use the low fat the low fat coconut milk. Yeah, it can be quite watery if you don't put some corn flour in. Mix the corn flour together, add that, give it a final stir. You don't want to add that's the only thing you don't want to add actually, you don't want to add the basil or the broccoli yet, and then you want to cook that on high for around 3 hours or low for around 6 hours. There's about half an hour left now until it's done, so it's been on around 2.5 hours. Just going to take the lid off. So you can see there's quite a lot of liquid in there. Don't be too put off by how much liquid's in there. So what I'm going to do now is just add some broccoli. You don't have to do this, but I quite like the taste of broccoli in it. So when I'm doing this, I'll just snap the ends off like so and place it in there. So I'm just going to pop the lid back on and leave that for around another, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour or so. I've just put some rice on, and then for the last few minutes I've just grabbed a few basil leaves off my plant. So I'll just rip those in, give it a stir, and then leave it for another few minutes until the rice is done. I'll just have a taste at this point as well, and then just season with salt and pepper if necessary. I left this for about another 5 minutes. My rice is done now, the chicken's cooked through, and it's ready to serve. So there is quite a lot of liquid in there, but when you serve it with the rice will kind of soak up all of the liquid. So I'm about to dish it up with the rice, the broccoli and everything now. They are all of the 5 meals that I wanted to share with you today. Just some meal ideas. I hope it's been useful, because I know how difficult it can be when you get stuck in a rut and what to have for dinner. So hopefully it gives you some ideas. They're all fairly easy to make as well. Not a lot of ingredients. Hopefully stuff that you have in the house and will kind of use again as well. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.